Hi, welcome to this month's commit kit. This month we are doing a family favorite, turkey burgers with a little spin. We're gonna add some mushrooms and roasted potatoes and green beans with Parmesan and garlic. So this is a great meal because there's a lot of techniques that you can use in other ways, and there's lots of ways that you can adapt and change it depending on what food your family likes or what food you have on hand. So let's get started. Okay, so I've cut up these potatoes already, and today I have red skin potatoes, and I've cut them about this big because they're gonna cook quite quickly at this size. You can cut them any size or shape that you'd like. The bigger they are, the longer it's gonna take. The smaller they are, the faster it's gonna take. I washed them really well, but I kept the skins on because they're really thin. There's a lot of nutrition in them, and it's just one less step when you're getting ready to cook. And then we're going to prep the green beans. And so this is the perfect job for the kids in the kitchen. So all you do is you just snap off either end that looks like it needs to be taken off. Not all of them are going to have to be, but some like this one still has a little stem attached. That comes off really easily. And then if you think this is like a little thin or it's a little wilted, you can take that off as well. So you're just going to make your way through the pile, and hopefully your kids will be helping you too. All right, so let's cut up the mushrooms. The mushrooms I got today from the store were already sliced. These were the best price per ounce available to me. So that's what I got. I was able to rinse them quickly, and now I'm just gonna run my knife through them to get them into small chunks. If you have whole mushrooms available to you, you're gonna have to wipe them off to get any extra dirt off, slice them, and then do what I'm about to do, okay? So let's just, it's kind of like mincing garlic. You can just do a small amount at a time. You just kind of go through one way and then go through the next. You can do this one mushroom at a time if that's more comfortable for you. And to do that, you would just take one, go one way, and then go the other way. Okay, so now we're gonna get our potatoes going. Today I'm gonna do a garlic and Parmesan potato, roasted potato, which is really delicious and a real crowd pleaser. You can use this idea with a bunch of different roasted vegetables, like butternut squash would be delicious, or cabbage even would be really yummy. And if you don't like any of these ingredients, swap them out. But today I'm gonna show you a little technique for roasting vegetables. And the first thing is we're gonna add the potatoes first and season them and cook them until they're almost done. And then right at the end, we're gonna add the green beans into the mixture so that they cook through. That's because they cook at different rates. These green beans cook really quickly. And if we kept them in for the same amount of time as the potatoes, they'd get overcooked and kind of chewy and not that yummy. So we're gonna stagger them. So let's start with the potatoes. I'm gonna put the potatoes on the sheet pan. I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of olive oil, a little bit more. And then I have garlic powder. I'm gonna do about half a teaspoon of garlic powder. You can do more if you love garlic. Some salt, some pepper, paste, a little bit of dried parsley. And then for the magic ingredient, some Parmesan. So I'd say this is probably about a quarter of a cup of Parmesan. I'm just gonna use my hands, nice clean hands, to mix them up. This is a great thing for your kids to do. It already smells good. So these are gonna go in the oven. I'm gonna spread them out. And when they are tender and starting to get golden brown, then we're gonna add the green beans. All right, so now we're gonna season the meat and form the burgers. And the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add the cooked mushrooms. You can see they cooked down a lot, lost a lot of moisture. We're gonna put them in here. The mushrooms are gonna do a few things. They're gonna add flavor, which is the most important thing. They're gonna add moisture, which is really good for when you're making chicken or turkey burgers. And they're gonna add volume, which means you're gonna get more burgers out of this mixture than you would if you didn't add the mushrooms. So all good things. And then we're gonna season the mixture with salt, garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, and I'm gonna add some parsley, dried parsley. This is what we put on the potatoes as well, so we'll just keep the same flavor combo going. And then using clean, dry hands, we're just gonna mix it all together. You wanna make sure that you let the mushrooms cool before you add them to the burger mixture, because you don't want the turkey to start cooking before you have it on the stove. So you can cook the mushrooms ahead of time and even put them in the fridge.
Okay, so our potatoes are almost done. They've been roasting for about 20 minutes at 400 degrees, which is pretty hot, but it makes sure that they cook quickly. And the next step is we're gonna add the green beans to them. These cook much faster than the potatoes, so they go in last. Other vegetables that you could use instead of this would be like asparagus or red peppers, yellow peppers. Anything that's sort of like thin and cooks quickly, you'd add at about this time. So to see if we're ready, we're gonna open up the oven. And we're gonna bring out the potatoes, and I'm just gonna take this sharp knife and insert, and it goes in really easily. So that's how I know that these are almost done. And all I'm gonna do is sprinkle these sort of washed and trimmed green beans on top and put them back in the oven for about 10 minutes. All right, so we're gonna cook our burgers, and you can do this on the grill if you have one. I tend to do this inside a lot in the winter, so I have a pretty big nonstick pan. I have a little bit of oil. If it is a stainless steel pan, you're gonna want a little bit more oil to make sure it doesn't stick. And the biggest thing when you're cooking something like this is you don't wanna crowd the pan. That's really the only rule. I'm gonna put, I can probably do maybe 5 of these. Start with 4. I have it on medium heat. The stove is really powerful, so it's a little bit different than cooking at home. And all we're gonna do is we're just gonna let it cook until one side is nice and golden brown, and we're gonna flip it and let the other side cook. If you are concerned about temperature, 165 is the temperature, internal temperature you wanna take poultry to. But otherwise, if you just let it cook for about 4 or 5 minutes on either side, ground meat cooks really quickly, and it should cook all the way through. Our turkey mushroom burgers are all done. They're golden brown, they're cooked all the way through. And our Parmesan garlic potatoes and green beans are all done. You can see the potatoes got nice and golden brown, and the beans are just cooked through. They're still a little crunchy, which is the way I like them. So we're just gonna take one of these burgers and put it on a bun. Top this however you want. You can do cheese, tomato, lettuce, onions, ketchup, all the things that you'd usually put on a burger. My kids would just put ketchup on it and call it a day. And then a mixture of these potatoes and green beans is great. The other reason I like mixing things with potatoes is that my kids probably wouldn't eat the green beans, but if I put the potatoes on the side with some more ketchup, they'd eat those. So green beans for the grown-ups, or mixture for the grown-ups, and maybe just potatoes for the kids. I hope you enjoy this meal, and I'll see you next time.